Hello everyone, after watching this video, you're going to understand what Jobtable does, how it works, and most importantly, how it can help benefit you and your business and save you a whole lot of time. So here we go. From the dashboard, this is what you'll see, big color-coded buttons to reference each section that you're in, which I'll quickly go through. Now, I always like to start with clients up here. So as I'm sure you know, in most businesses, your contacts, your clients, these are some of the most important assets in any business, in any industry. So just having a simple way to manage your contacts, your clients, is very important. So in here, you can easily search a client. If you click on a client, you'll have not only their contact information here, but some important information like all the jobs you have ever done or are doing for this client, any quotations for this client, any invoices. And you can also make any notes to reference anything important that you need to remember for a client. So simple way to manage your contacts. Now, next section, quotations. So this is a section where you can manage and oversee all the quotes you've sent out. Quick financial overview here, show you how much is in drafts, the number of pending quotes outstanding. And here you can make actions, right? If you have a pending quote, you can action it, you can approve it, send a reminder to the client. This is important because a lot of contractors, they send a quote and kind of forget about it. They don't follow up, they don't oversee what's happening. So this section should allow you to make sure money is not left on the table and you're being proactive on following up with quotes. So we make it very easy to do that. So to create a new quote, you're going to come in here, click create new quote. First thing is you're going to add the client information. So all of your clients would populate here in the list, or you can add a new client. So let me just add a quick job. Job info, so all the jobs for this client, or you can add a new job just like this. So in this example, I'm just going to use create a new job. Okay, electrical job for Aaron. Okay, so now you've added the client, we added the job, and now we're just adding line items to this quote. So if I start typing here, your list of line items would populate. You can make any adjustments, add line item. Next, so let's add another one. Let's say ceiling fan installation, put in a description. There you go. And that's it. So that's how you essentially add your line items. Coming down here, you can add discounts. Your tax rate automatically populates. You can add deposits for jobs. So let's say this is you want a 50% deposit for this job. Here's your standard terms and conditions and notes for the quotation. You can also add attachments to this quote. A lot of people use this for information about your company, past testimonials, before photos. So whatever it is you want to add to the quote. Now, when I click save and proceed, now the professional quote will generate here in a couple seconds. So here we go. Obviously your logo, your company information, your colors and branding would show on this PDF. You can review it. And then from here, you can create the quote, you can approve it. Or in most cases, you're going to send it to the client. So here's the email. You can customize this email to make it your own and unique. Now, what's really great as well, when you send a quote to a client from Jobtable, there's a hyperlink. So now the client is able to view and approve the quote online. So this is exactly what the client would see. So they get your email, they open up that quote, they can review it, they can see it, and they can actually sign off and approve this quote online. When that happens, you get notified instantly that the quote has been approved. And that leads me to the next section here, which is jobs. So jobs is essentially the hub of your work right here. So here you can see all the jobs, all the projects you have on the go, their values, quick financial overview here. So electrical job for Aaron, this is that one that just got approved. It's automatically in jobs. Here you'll see the summary of this job. So what's the contract summary, your profit, the invoice summary. So what was invoiced to date, paid, outstanding, etc. Attachments, here's a great place where you can add relevant files, folders to keep organized for this job. So for example, floor plans, any file type works in here as well. And this is great to share with team members, employees, if you're operating remotely as well. Job costing, here you can add relevant expenses or costs pertaining to this job. So you can simply add a cost, put in the label, upload receipts, and it ties in so you can actually track profitability for each job as well. Invoices, here you can see all the invoices for this job. Now, in this example, I added that 50% deposit on that original quotation. So what happens when you have a quotation with a deposit and that quotation gets approved, an invoice for that deposit amount automatically gets created and sent to the client. So that's what this 1850 is. It's that invoice for the deposit. So that saves you a bunch of time there. You can see all your quotations for this job here. This is where you can also add extras for jobs here. You can see your schedule, any scheduled events for this job, which we'll touch on in a bit. Line items, these are all the approved line items for this job. If you need to make any changes, extras, you can do that through here as well. You can make any notes to reference for this job. And history. So history shows you a time-stamped overview of everything that's happened for this job, from when you sent that quote, when the quote got approved, when you added an extra, invoice, got paid. So everything's time-stamped, tracked for your reference here, so nothing goes unnoticed. Next section here, so invoice. When you're ready to invoice, you can do it straight from the job. Click new invoice, and now you're selecting the line item and how much you want to invoice for each line item. So this is great for progress billing if you do any of that. So for example, electrical panel upgrade, I did 50%. Let's say the ceiling fan installation, I want to do this one in full. So a lot of flexibility on how to invoice. Here you can add your discounts, your tax rate populates, terms and conditions again, payment due date, and when I click save and proceed, the invoice is now generating in a couple seconds here. So there's the invoice. Now it's nice too when you do partial or progress draws, it'll give the client a quick breakdown as well of the current draw, what was invoiced to date, total remaining, etc. So nice little breakdown there. And that's it. You send that invoice over to the client. Again, you can customize this email as well. And that's it. Invoice gets sent. Now that moving on to invoices. Invoices has its own section as well. So you can come into invoices. This shows you all the invoices for all the jobs. You can do quick searches, gives you a quick financial overview here. You can see everything unpaid, overdue, outstanding. You can do quick filters. So for example, you come in here, okay, what's overdue? Quick filter, boom, these are overdue, and you can action them, send reminders to clients, record payments, whatever you got to do. Helps you stay organized, make sure you're getting paid. So that's the invoice section. Work orders is very great for service work specifically. So when you're doing a service call, adding time and materials, a lot of service companies love this feature. So to create a work order, you're going to come in, create a new work order. First thing is the client information. So you're going to add the client or select the client from your list. You're going to add the service details. So let's just say, street name here, any other permanent details. Add the service, and now you're just adding to the work order, which is your time and material. So let's say this is a power outage, put in your description, add your text or your time. So let's say John came in at this time till this time, 2.5 hours, materials used. So you're just typing in your materials, your product list would also show up here automatically. So let's just say, circuit breaker, 3 panel cover screws, 4. So you get the idea. You're adding your materials, any recommendations, add to the work order. And now when you click proceed to signature, what happens here is the work order is generating here in a couple seconds. So this will be a professional PDF work order. You can do this right on site or have your team or employees or techs do this right on site as well, whoever's doing the service. Now in this PDF, all it's showing is your hours and materials used. And right on site, you can have the client review it, sign it, the tech can sign it, and away you go. You send the work order to the client, and now the administrator is now able to generate an invoice in one click. So now you can come into your work order section, review the work order, and in one click, generate an invoice. So this is that one we just created. It takes you right into the invoice, takes the line items from that work order, and now you're just applying the monetary amounts to them. Just like that. So you're just putting monetary amounts on the line items from the work order. So this just helps add a layer of transparency, customer service, avoids any confusion from you to the client, and really adds that bit of professionalism to service work and service calls. So just like that, work order to invoice in a few seconds here, and away you go. Now, that leads me to the next section here, schedule. So schedule allows you to manage your days better. So here's your calendar view, You can view all the events color coded to see what type of event it is. You can easily add events just like this with the permanent details, assign team members, link it to jobs, to clients, etc. So a very easy schedule management area. Reports. So reports allows you to get up-to-date, real-time financial reports on anything that's specific to your business. So profit and loss will give you profit and loss, right? All of your revenue, invoice revenue, paid, unpaid, overdue, your expenses. You can filter each report by client or job. So if you want to see how much profit you've made on a client or a particular job, you can do that. Another useful one here is, for example, accounts receivable. So you can see all the amount of money that is unpaid, how long it's been overdue. Again, you can filter that by client or job. So very, very useful reports. And then the rest is just under the hood stuff in settings. So here, won't go too much detail, but business details. You can put your tax rates information here. These are your line items. You can save your line items or services or even products to help create invoices and quotations a lot faster, and those save line items. Messaging, this is where you can edit the emails that get sent out to the clients. PDF settings is where you manage your terms and conditions. You upload your logo, customize your PDF. Manage team, you can add unlimited team members here with full customization on permissions. For team members like so you can fully customize what they can and cannot access within the app. Integration, so we are integrated with QuickBooks. Your email, you can integrate your email with more transparency on what emails you're sending. And if you want to accept credit cards, we are integrated with Stripe, so you can easily set that up as well. Custom forms allows you to create custom forms to collect leads from your website or social media, for example. So you can create this custom form, link it to your socials, embed this on your website. And whenever someone fills out this form, the information automatically goes to the client's section. And that's it. So that is a quick rundown of the app. I hope you found this helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Thank you.